Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album. Dad, AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. Beast. I'm like looking at myself in the camera and I'm like, you look so weird. So let me tell you how my day started today, okay? First of all, I slept in way too late and I snoozed my alarms over and over and over and over again when I could have had a wonderful pool day today. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I don't know that I'm gonna be filming videos tomorrow, but apparently I'm going to have to with the non-stop Gabbie Hanna drama. You know, I did after shows for every single one, well not every single one, but all of the Shane Jeffrey series and all of the episodes from the Shane Jeffrey and the Shane this and the Shane that. So I can do after shows to the Gabbie Hanna series as well. But I went in to go trim my beard because my beard was really, really long. And I went into this side, and if you have a beard, you'll understand what I'm saying about this. Literally, one guard size can totally make a difference, as you can see. And so I usually use a 5, and I went in on a 5 on this side, and then I must have like hit the thing when I went to this side, because this side, I was like, this is looking awfully short. And I was like, I looked at the thing and it was a 2. And then I was like, okay, so here are my options, right? Shave the whole thing off, which were like, no, Tati! No, she's not a Christian. We're not shaving the whole beard off, okay? Or I could leave one side of 2 and one side of 5, which it would be like that. Or I could shave both sides down to, or trim both sides down to being a 2, which is what I did. And I don't know, it makes me look a lot heavier than I really already am. But anyway, you know what? Listen, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, as my mother-in-law says. So today, I'm getting a little Diet Coke here. We're going to talk about Joey Graceffa's response to Gabbie Hanna. Now, I have some notes that I have written because the Gabbie Hanna stands, they come hard, okay? And if you miss one little line in a video, people are like, you obviously didn't watch Gabbie Hanna's video. If you had watched, yes, I watched every second of Gabbie Hanna's video, okay? And that is some minutes that I will never get back in my life. I watched every single second of it. My observations about it are just different than yours, okay? That's the truth of the nature all day long. But I took some notes, and I took some notes on my phone last night too, because I was just thinking some things as I was just like sitting around, as I often do. But I wanted to have notes from Joey Graceffa's video because if I got things wrong, I knew people were going to be like, well, you didn't really watch the video and you didn't do your research and blah, 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 blah. So I wanted to go in here and I wanted to talk about the notes that I took last night, and I also want to talk about Joey Graceffa's video. Now, I have to tell you, when I was watching all of this go down yesterday, and after I had posted my video yesterday talking about Gabbie Hanna's video from yesterday, I was thinking to myself, why did, and I had thought this yesterday before I made my video, but I was like, why did Gabbie include all of these clips of Trisha Paytas? Like, why is Gabbie trying to light a fire under Trisha Paytas to get Trisha to start tweeting like crazy again, which Trisha did last night and went on and on and on. And I was talking to a friend and I even said, Gabbie's got some huge video that she's going to post tomorrow. I really thought she was going to call out Shane Dawson today. I really, really did. I don't know, maybe she's too afraid to call out Shane Dawson. I don't know. I know because of things that she told me that if she's got things that she could call Shane Dawson out for, it will be interesting to see if Gabbie includes the things that she's told myself and other drama channels in her series, or if she just like to steer away from their truth and just talk about her truth of how she sees it, okay? So trust, at the end of the series, what she doesn't include, I will be making a video about that. But anyway, I was like, she's really egging Trisha on, so tomorrow's video has to do with Trisha. And sure enough, I just went and looked on the YouTubes, and 31 minutes ago, Gabbie Hanna posted a video, Chapter 5, Trisha Paytas Can't Stop Lying. And I was like, girl, you're so obvious. You're so obvious with what you're doing, okay? This is not about telling your truth, because you went in and did a video all about Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada and your experience on Escape the Night, and you used all of these clips. Yes, they did make sense in the context, because Trisha did talk about these, but there were other people that had talked about it too, okay? There were other interviews that you you could have used, and yet you chose to use all of these clips of Trisha Paytas to get Trisha fired up because you knew it was going to work to your advantage when Trisha's talking all about it, and then you post a video talking about Trisha Paytas, so all of Trisha's people are going to go over, or anybody that's interested in the Trisha Paytas, Gabbie Hanna thing back and forth is going to go over and watch it, right? Which was interesting because Gabbie also did a TikTok last night. This was one of my notes. And talking about Trisha in there and what Trisha, you know, had said. And I was sitting there thinking, this is really at the end of the day, I mean, it's really kind of a little weird at this point, honestly. Like, this whole thing for Gabbie Hanna is really about Trisha Paytas. I mean, it really, really is. I mean, it's all like 6 degrees of separation. It all links back to Trisha Paytas in some way. And hey, listen, before y'all want to come for me, okay? I know that Trisha Paytas is a horrible, horrible liar of the earth. She just described herself as a trash can. I understand that, okay? And I understand that one's not better than the other. Y'all have at that, okay? But this is about Trisha Paytas. This is about Gabbie Hanna having this, and I, you know, and I equated it back in the day when I was talking about it. God, like, it seems back in the day was like a month ago. It reminded me of the movie Death of a Cheerleader with Kelly Martin and Tori Spelling. It really, really does, okay? I mean, it really reminds me of that a lot. Not to mention that Gabbie Hanna, she used on her thumbnail this Frenemies, like, it's a Frenemies podcast, but it's got Trisha on one side and Gabbie on the other. And it's like, girl, you know that this is going to get people to click because this is about the Frenemies thing. You know, you're pulling all the Frenemies thing in and the Trisha thing. So you're really, here we are again making it about all that. I also wanted to say, you know, that I think that if we look at it from Gabbie's point of view, because I think that that's important. I think for the Gabbie stans that are like, you don't understand, Gabbie just wants validation. Gabbie just wants somebody to hear her side. Okay, let's take this from Gabbie's side, okay? Let's take it completely from Gabbie's side for a second. She's doing a 12 or 13 part series of where she is coming out against all of these people and saying that all these people had done her wrong, okay? So you've got Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada. They completely screwed her over, as did many of the people on the Escape the Night cast, okay? You then also have the whole Rice Gum situation. You have Trisha Paytas, okay, of which she also brings in Ethan Klein into all of that because Ethan Klein wouldn't have her on H3 to talk about all that. You know, you've got Shane Dawson now. You've got all these people that have done Jessie Smiles, okay? You've got, which, by the way, apologize to Jessie Smiles, Gabbie. We're still waiting for it. You've got all these different people that Gabbie Hanna has had this issue with, right? So, okay, I'm just asking you guys, in a world where if you have, there's this person over here, and collectively, all of the people that they've ever come in contact with in their life have done them wrong, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 people. Is the truth that that person is the common denominator problem, or is the truth that really all of these people have done them wrong, you know? And it was reminding me a little bit of the theory of which, listen, I got my glasses on, I can't do math, but it was reminding me of Occam's razor, okay? When the easiest solution is probably the answer, right? So the easiest solution to this is Gabbie Hanna is problematic, okay? Gabbie Hanna is a liar. That has been proven. Gabbie Hanna is not a good friend to people. Gabbie Hanna continues and continues and continues to push and push and push and push and push issues. Who would want to be around somebody like that? I just really don't understand, okay? So I understand the Gabbie fans and stans that are coming over here that are like, you know what, like, you just don't understand what Gabbie's going through. I probably don't, all right? Because when I'm going through something with friends of mine, I go to my friend and I say, are you upset with me? Did I do something? You know, like, when I have issues in my life, I try to rectify my past, okay? I don't sit there and blame 50 other people for all the things that have gone on in my life. I've done that before, and it didn't get me very far. And if you're a true fan and stan of Gabbie Hanna's, wouldn't you want her to be happy instead of just seeking, like I have said in my last couple videos, some kind of like validation that, yes, I was right, okay? Because now she's not looking right. She's looking righteous and wrong is what she's looking. And by the way, apologize to Jessie Smiles. So I watched this whole thing go down last night. She came for Joey Graceffa, and I mean to tell you, the internet went crazy. And I knew they would. I said in my video yesterday, the Joey Graceffa fans are not, they're going to be completely over this, okay? They are going to be so done with it. I mean, Joey Graceffa has, like, literally some die-hard fans, okay? And he's a really good guy on YouTube, you know? And I was sitting there and I was watching this whole situation go down yesterday, and I was like, I don't remember what video it is. Y'all can go find it. I don't know if it's a Q&A that Joey did with somebody. I don't know what it is. But Joey did something about, I've literally never been in drama, ever. And like the only piece of drama that he had ever been in, it was like something completely random, like a car or something. It was so, I mean, he talked about it in a video. Joey Graceffa has literally never been in any drama, except for like this one thing that he referenced in this video, right? Which I can't for the life of me remember. So imagine the only person that can drag Joey Graceffa, okay, into drama is Gabbie Hanna. And she wonders why Joey Graceffa doesn't want to be her friend anymore. You know, I mean, like, he's probably like, I wish we had never given Gabbie Hanna the opportunity to be in Escape the Night. I wish we had given it to JoJo Siwa or even that Nia Point Your Toes from Dance Moms, you know? He's probably so over it at this point. So anyway, I went in and I watched this video of Joey Graceffa. Oh, before I get into that, I want to say that there was so much that happened last night on the internet. I can't even keep track of it at this point. Rosanna Pansino, who is a YouTuber, she was in the cast of Escape the Night, and she put out, where are my reading glasses? Oh my God, did I leave them over there? She put out this statement last night on Twitter, which just like every YouTuber in the world liked this tweet, or this thing that she put out. She said, Joey and Daniel were extremely patient and accommodating during filming season 3 and season 4 of Escape the Night. I personally witnessed them both try to take care of every single cast member more than any other set I've seen on in 14 plus years. They both even paid out of their own pocket to make sure we had the nicest trailer with everything we requested. The crew, which is interesting because at the end of Joey's video, he goes in and he says, I'm sorry, Gabbie, that you were paid to sit around in a luxury trailer with nothing to do. That's like not a bad gig, right? And it's like she is constantly complaining even when she is given the nicest of things. So it goes on to say, the crew is also very professional, organized, and hardworking. I don't like drama, but Gabbie's video points an untruthful picture of what happened. Much of it is simply false. 1. Gabbie did not come to the 3 wardrobe fittings before filming. At 2 of my fittings, I was told Gabbie was supposed to be there that day, but didn't show up. She chose not to go at all, so the wardrobe department did their best to make a costume without being able to see her. I too had some issues with my wardrobe, but was able to work with the production team to get them resolved at the fittings. 2, the entire cast was sent a dietary restrictions request form days before filming, which Joey Graceffa shows in his video, a video clip of her filling it out day 1. She didn't give him any notice. Day 1, she's filling it out. He's got video clip of that on his video. Every single request I made on the form was taken care of by Joey and Daniel. I personally heard Gabbie tell Joey the first day of filming, I didn't fill that out. I hope that's okay. Keep in mind, meals are ordered before production begins, so everything is ready ahead of time. That is the time to make a dietary request or bring your own food, as I had mentioned yesterday. Joey goes in to talk about in his video how Daniel went to Whole Foods and bought her the 3 meals that she requested, and they sat around and rotted, and she didn't even eat the food. So he was like, were you just complaining? Like, what's this for, right? Goes on to say, 3, I also personally witnessed Daniel leaving set to go get Gabbie any food that she wanted. There was also many healthy options, including a salad bar with protein. Despite all this, she blamed Joey multiple times for causing her eating disorder to come back. 4, during the photo shoot press day, long after the show wrapped shooting, Gabbie called one of the female production assistants a dumb C word and walked off set without finishing her shoot. The reason? Because the crew member gave an updated shoot time that was 10 minutes different than she was originally told. 5, I also have ADHD and am very familiar with the anxiety and stress it can cause. However, that is simply not an excuse to treat people like that and behave in that manner. I don't think Gabbie realized that I could unfortunately hear many of the conversations she was having with Joey in production because of my part of the trailer shared a paper-thin wall with Joey's. I did my best to avoid my private room for this reason, but from what I did hear, I can say I've never experienced someone talk like that. This is just a few of the falsehoods in her video, but I'll stop here. She was the most difficult, mean, and selfish person I have ever experienced on set. Oftentimes, exposing videos are produced in a way to leave out key details. Please keep that in mind when viewing this type of content. And then it went on, and Manny MUA, he tweeted out something. Hold on, let me see if I can get to it. Hold on a second. Oh, here's Daniel's tweet putting out, thank you for being honest. This is to Joey about his video. Thank you for being honest about a topic that has caused so many people pain. A lovely appetizer for my video expanding on all these topics. 45 minutes is taking a bit longer to export. So Daniel is doing his own video right now. Jacqueline Hill chimed in, probably not about this. Girl, just stay out of the drama, Jacqueline. She posted, it's so crazy to watch what social media has turned into. Like, would we even survive without the drama? Jacqueline, girl, go buy a Birkin and just sit at the house with Jordan and have him make you a grilled cheese sandwich. You don't want any part of this drama, okay? So then here's all of Trisha Paytas' tweets, but I will be saving those for my video coming up where Gabbie Hanna has now made a new video about Trisha Paytas. So hold on a second. All the people that liked, the tweet, and then Manny MUA put out just a friendly reminder that Dino Prada and Joey Graceffa are both incredible, hardworking people who do their damn best to accommodate everyone the best they can. I love them so much. So everybody is in favor of Joey and Daniel at this point. I'm really, like, this is where, I don't know, maybe Gabbie Hanna's series is to prove, let me show you how you can push everybody in the world away, prove that you are wrong in almost every situation, and your diehard stans will stick by you at any expense, right? Because I don't understand how in a situation like this, I really, really don't, after watching Joey's video, and it's only 16 minutes long. Go watch it. I watched it 2 times speed. I watched it back at 1 time speed, and because I wanted to take my notes. And I mean, it's a good video, okay? And he calls her out. He absolutely calls her out, as he should, you know? And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, how does anybody continue to defend this? Okay, love Gabbie Hanna. Say, Gabbie, I loved your story times. Gabbie, I love your music. Gabbie, I loved your presence on Vine, right? But Gabbie, I don't like this. Please clean this up. Please, like, this isn't necessary. This isn't needed. I really do not understand what her long-term goal is about this thing. And I want to say this before getting any further into this video. I hope that Gabbie Hanna is surrounded by people that really care about her and that are watching over her right now. I mean, like, this is almost starting to become worrisome for Gabbie Hanna, okay? And she says she's fine, and then the thing that's interesting to me is she puts all this out there, and, like, the whole internet is coming for her, and she puts out a TikTok, and she's real just calm and casual in it. That's the part that I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know about all this, right? So anyway, I hope that Gabbie is surrounded by people that care about her and love her, because she's putting all this out there in the world. She's choosing to do this, right? But I still think it's a lot, you know? So I went in and I watched Joey's video, and at the beginning of it, spoiler alert, he says Gabbie was the nightmare because she called her video Escape the Nightmare, okay? So he said, spoiler alert, Gabbie was the nightmare. Then he went on to say to her, like, addressing why they aren't friends. He said, Gabbie, you do things that make people not want to be friends with you, all right? He then went on to say something to the effect of, and I thought this was kind of interesting, that when you are no longer friends with somebody, you are not contractually obligated not to talk about them negatively. I thought that was kind of an interesting comment. Now, I will say, before I get into my take on that, he did go on to say, I never publicly said your name. And he showed a clip that he had done an interview with Trisha Paytas on, I believe it was Trisha's podcast, where he talked about somebody from season 4 being difficult, but he never once said Gabbie's name. And he said in the video, I never once said your name, right? So I don't know who he was talking to behind the scenes or whatever. You know, when I've had friendships that have gone awry, and I've said this in past videos, I try to be like, hey, you know what? Best of luck. I wish you all the best. And I hope that you're doing well, and not say anything. But when that person over there continues and continues and continues and continues and continues and continues to push buttons, it's real difficult, isn't it? Like, you want to stay calm, peaceful, and serene and be like, you know, we were good friends for a while, and it ended, it is what it is, right? But, like, it's hard in that moment. And that's where Joey goes in the video and he talks about this fake apology that he gave her because he just placated her. Joey says in the video that he goes, you're scary, Gabbie. And he goes, that's why people give you fake apologies and have fake conversations with you, because you're scary to people. And I think that this is what Trisha Paytas is kind of trying to been saying. Okay, like I said, I know y'all don't like Trisha Paytas, but, like, this is kind of what Trisha Paytas has been saying. Trisha Paytas said this a year ago, okay? Trisha Paytas said this 6 months ago, sitting in their car, when they said, please, Gabbie, don't make any more videos about me. And I know Trisha Paytas has gone on to say things about Gabbie Hanna and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, I think, like, if it wasn't coming from Trisha Paytas, if it was coming from Joey Graceffa, if it was coming from Colleen Ballinger, if it was coming from Manny MUA, if it was coming from all these people that were like, this is scary, okay? Like, Gabbie pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes, so you have to be like, yeah, girl, we're fine, we're good, we're whatever, right? Would you be hearing it different if it were coming from people that you trusted? I mean, like, that's the thing that's interesting, you know? So, okay, let's get back to this video. So then he goes on and I was going to say this about the contractually being obligated about that. You know, I think that's what's interesting is, like, that he first of all comes out and says that. It's like, you made it so difficult for me not to say things when people asked. And he does say in there, Gabbie, people could figure out who I was talking about because of your reputation, because of your internet presence. He's like, you did that. I didn't do that, right? And this is where the series of Gabbie Hanna is very interesting to me, because although I feel that she makes some attempt at taking responsibility, there's not much. It's pretty small, okay? And it's misguided. And I think for any growth to occur, Gabbie would have to sit down and with isolated issues, and I've done this in my life, okay, through inventory and evaluation in my 12-step program with my sponsor. I've also done it in counseling with a counselor, to sit down and look at isolated incidents and say, this is what happened. What was my part in that? No, I can't fix their part. I can't point the finger at them. What is my part in this? What do I need to own? What do I, I don't think Gabbie is willing to do that. So Joey goes on to say that, you're not my friend. You made my life a living hell. Friends do not do that, okay? Friends do not make your life a living hell on set. And he goes in and he does compare it to Colleen Ballinger. And he says, that Colleen, had just had a newborn, and that she was breastfeeding, and that she showed up one time, and that she was his support system, and on and on and on. So I thought that was interesting. He says, you are not a friend. That is not how friends act. He said he never said her name once publicly. She didn't fill out the medical form. He shows the video for that. He talks about Daniel bringing the meals. She talks about the 2 fittings that she didn't show up for. And then she wants to, it was interesting because her 2 big points in this video were the meals, which, did Gabbie Hanna, this is the question to me, okay, is that, did Gabbie Hanna think, did Gabbie Hanna think that Joey wasn't going to come out and speak about this? I mean, okay, first of all, there's no way that Gabbie Hanna, sitting there signing that form, being recorded, could forget that she signed a form, okay? By the way, this entire Escape the Night thing, which I don't know, maybe I'm so dumb and naive, I guess I am. I just kind of thought it was like, Joey and Daniel were like, hey, Nikita, you want to come over and play Escape the Night and be on our show? I didn't really think, I know it's gotten awards and it's got billboards, and I get it, right? But I did not realize this production that went into this. Okay, I have so much more respect for Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada after watching all this. I mean, I got that it was a production deal, right? But I didn't realize trailers and food trailers and call times and contracts make sense, right? I've always said that. I don't know why you wouldn't have contracts, of which Gabbie Hanna had one, and she violated that contract. They could have fired her on the spot if they wanted to. She walked off set, chose not to show up. She didn't come to fittings. They could have fired her for any one of those things. Why didn't they? Because at that point, they needed Gabbie Hanna to fulfill their show. They'd already written her in and all this kind of stuff, which Joey does go in and say, we killed her off because we had to get her off the show. We had to have some easy time. Which was interesting because at the end of it, and if you've watched Joey Graceffa for a while, he's into energy and the crystals and all that kind of stuff. And he goes in there and he talks about, positive and negative energy at the end, kind of he does. And I'm real into that too, right? And he was like, once Gabbie was gone, our cast, our skin cleared up. And as soon as he said that, I was like, girl, you done got that toxicity right on out of there. I was like, exactly. That's what happens when you remove toxicity from your life, right? It's a lightness that happens to you. It would be interesting if you went back and you watched the footage from the time that Gabbie Hanna left to the time going forward, because I can tell you, I bet you there's even a difference in the footage that you watch of the video being filmed just in but I am a huge believer in removing toxicity from your life. I talk a lot about it on my Peterson's channel. So he goes on to talk about that. And then he goes on to say that she wouldn't show up for her call time. That her manager, when Joey called her manager, even said that he's had so many complaints about her that he's going to drop her after this project. So anyway, I'm sure that was probably Trisha Paytas' fault too. And then he goes on to talk about getting her off the show. And then he talks about why he gave a fake apology because, he didn't know what she would do. He didn't know how she would act, down the road. And then after everything was done and they had to do these photo shoots and all this kind of stuff, Gabbie couldn't come in time because why? She had a gym appointment that was too important, even though she was contractually obligated to be at this photo shoot. It's just unbelievable to me that Gabbie Hanna got into a video that Joey Graceffa proved was completely a lie, okay? I mean, he showed video footage of her filling this medical thing out and food thing out the day of, right? and talked about fittings. And this Rosanna Dana, do you remember her from Saturday Night Live? She made this statement, okay, and came out. Manny backed it up. All these people are backing it up. Daniel's going to put out a 45-minute video. Girl, why? What was the point? I don't understand. What are you doing, Gabbie? And this is the thing that Gabbie, I don't know if she understands this, but by putting out such a questionable video where she's like, yeah, I was treated so wrong. Like, this is the thing. Gabbie relies so heavily on receipts because I don't think she really remembers how things are going down. I really don't. So she's like, she looks at a receipt and she's like, yeah, that's how it happened. Girl, life is not in the receipts. And I have to tell you something that I absolutely lived for in this video of Joey Graceffa's was when Joey said, I don't really have a lot of receipts. I'm going to get the video footage for you, but I'm relying on the people that were there to be the receipts. I was like, I love that. I love that so much, you know? And it's like, okay, now that you've come out, this is what she doesn't realize. With this video that has been proven, okay, in one 16-minute video by Joey Graceffa, that you have lied through your teeth in this video, any other credibility that you had for the rest of the series is gone, is absolutely gone. And hold on a second. Apologize to Jessie Smiles. But on top of that, what is your response to this? Your response to this, okay, of taking no accountability, and once again, you know, just continuing to push forward is you post a video about Trisha Paytas, okay? And it's just like this snowball that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know what Gabbie's endgame is on all of this. You know, there's a lot of people that are speculating that it reminds them of certain things. I'm like, you know what? I wish her all the best. I really do. And like I said, I hope that Gabbie is surrounded by people that love her and care about her. Because this is a lot that she's putting out there, you know? I mean, I was sitting there watching this today, and I was like, you know, we joke about Dramageddon 1 and Dramageddon 2 and all this kind of stuff, and I mean, you know, like, I can't even keep up with the Dramageddons at this point, okay? I mean, Dramageddon 1 was the Gabriel and Nikita and Laura and Manny situation when they, you know, flipped their finger off, and it was to Jeffree Star. That was the beginning of Dramageddon 1, okay? Now, Jaclyn Hill and the lipsticks, that was Lipstick Gate, that wasn't Dramageddon. Dramageddon 2 was the James Charles situation and the Tati and all kind of stuff. So I don't know, where are we at, Dramageddon 3 or 4? Like, this is literally a new Dramageddon. I mean, and seriously, like, no jokes aside, like, this is like a really, really big deal. I mean, she has literally pissed off everybody in the YouTube community. I don't see any YouTubers coming to her defense right now. I mean, not really any credible ones, you know, and not really anybody that I think, I don't know. It's like, I wish that Gabbie realized that she doesn't have to do this, okay? Like, that's the thing that makes me sad watching all of this, is that she has this need to, like, tear other people down and take them down with her, and I don't really understand this sinking ship mentality. It's like, Gabbie, and I know she's not watching this video, but if you are watching this video, Gabbie, I hope that you realize that it's not too late, okay? That you can go back and you can, like, fix all of this. That you can just stop this madness right now. You can take accountability, clean up the wreckage of your past, and you can have a really good life. There are a lot of people out there that really love to watch your story times and your music, and they are supporting you as a rock star, and they are supporting your story times and your ventures and your poetry and your books, okay? Cling to them instead of this constant need to tell on people in your life, because it's really just destroying you. And honestly, when you step away from all of the drama of it, it's really very sad. It's really, really very sad to watch this go down. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.